only Scott, last one of the year with Edwin Judd from the Rvmes. Woohoo!
It's the Rooms.
The Rooms?
Bananas!
Shit. Is it the Rooms?
It's the Rooms, bro.
I swear I've heard it called the Rvmes before.
Bro, I literally had the conversation twice.
I'm
today.
fucking so sorry, bro.
That's all good,
But I'm gonna
bro.
leave it
It's
in.
a common mistake.
Make
It's a
me
common
look
mistake.
like that. That's fine.
Yeah, so
I gotta take that. I gotta take it on.
we get the rhymes, we get the rhythms, we get some other
The
weird...
Rvmes actually makes more sense.
It does, but it's just the Rooms, bro. We're the
the
we're
Rooms.
the third option. With the third option. There's a million stories of why we're called the Rooms, but...
What's the main story? Enlighten me.
The actual story, or do you just want an on-the-spot story?
Can I have both? Give me the on-the-spot story. What's the on-the-spot story?
Okay, so...
Give me some real good story.
It was actually the middle name of our grandmothers, all put together back in Russia. They used to ride dolphins, and the dolphins used to make these noises, because I don't know if you know, in Russia they make different noises, and it kind of sounds like the band name.
Okay.
So
What are the different noises? What are they screaming?
So A, V,
V,
M,
M.
E, S. That was a deep one. That's probably the worst actual story that I've fucking come up with, to be honest. Are we allowed to swear on this, by the way?
Absolutely.
Excellent. I'm a sailor, so let's get into it. I like to swear. So the actual story, but without me blabbering on about it.
Yep.
Do you know Ruka, the surfing brand? RVCA?
Yes.
So a bit of that. There's a band called Churches with a V in it as well.
Yes. Yep.
Rum, which
Rum?
we're drinking whiskey, unfortunately.
We are
But
drinking whiskey, unfortunately.
rum-
It would have been better with rum.
It would have, but that's fine.
That's
we can
fine.
do maybe next year. We'll do rum.
Yeah, we'll do rum.
And tunes, rum and tunes, rooms with a V. Pretty deep. I don't know.
Yeah,
it just surfaced, and here we are. We've locked it in.
I think I like the Rvmes, but I'm kidding.
Yeah,
Room.
it's whatever you want it
Let
to be,
me
bro.
change your band name.
That's all
You've
good.
had five years of your band name. It's time to, rebrand.
Just get
bro.
out of here.
It's time
Just
to
get outta
rebrand,
here.
bro.
That's all good, bro.
It's time to rebrand.
Yeah, on
you know?
stage next time I'll
It's
call
like
it
that.
out.
It's like that. What was it? Dunkin' Donuts. Remember they changed their name to Dunkin'? Have you seen that?
No.
They literally, I'm not fucking with you. They changed their name just to Dunkin'. It's like everyone knows your brand is Dunkin' Donuts. That's fuck with that.
That's the worst rebrand of I've ever heard, man. That's like Countdown and Woolworths, bro. It's like, why?
I know.
Why?
But Cunt Down's my favorite. I love watching those videos
When
of
the
like people.
light is
Yeah.
off on the
Yeah.
sign.
That's my favorite. Cunt Down. Oh, some ASMR. All right. We can do a bit
Thank
of
you
that.
for the Jameson, bro.
Oh, of course. Well, the Rooms, bro. But the Rvmes. that's fantastic. So you guys have been together for 5 years now, and I've known you since doing the open mics. This guy's a hard-working man, ladies and gentlemen. He does a lot of the open mics. He's been doing it for years. I was talking before, he's still doing it, like the Kingslander, and sorry, what was the other one he's still doing as well?
I'm doing the Good George.
The Good George as well?
Wharf. Yes.
North Wharf
That's
Good
a new
George.
one, actually. It's only been going
What was it, the Fantail and Turtle originally?
Oh, yeah. Shout out to the Fantail crew. Yeah, so there was an open mic there for a year and a bit.
Yeah, because I
And,
came along there and I think we chatted and I said I'll come along and do a bit. That was nice.
Yeah, that was one of my
nice.
favorite open mics, to be honest. It was super humble, staff amazing, staff and
That was
owners were
nice,
just
yeah.
out of this world. And yeah, so you got Good George, which is on the Viaduct. That's been going 5 months. Pretty good. It's
Nice.
growing nicely. I actually
Nice,
just played there today as a Christmas thing. Look, here's my cheese pizza Christmas shirt.
That's nice.
That stinks. I played in this on Monday with the band, and it was wild. It was
You
on
haven't
Waiheke.
washed your shit?
I haven't washed it.
Typical musician,
Yeah,
eh?
yeah. I'm
Wash-
I don't know if I wash it with other shit, is it going to make everything red? Because I did that the other day and I screwed some stuff.
You put
and
all
I'm
the
now-
colours together, put
now
some
I'm
whites
scarred.
in there.
I know.
Oh, bro, come on.
Bloody musos, mate. Just
Come
don't
on.
know-
Just
don't know
can't
how
figure
to
it out,
wash
eh?
this stuff.
Can't figure out the washing machine, no worries.
But yeah, Kingslander is the OG. I've been there 6 years.
You've been there a long time.
I've met a lot of cool people, man. Tap dancers, comedians, yourself, singer-songwriters. We've had bands come in. There's youth bands, which is really cool. So people, kids learning to play
That's nice.
with other kids, they
Yeah.
bring drum kits along and stuff and just rock
That
out.
shit's important.
Yeah.
It's so important. I was thinking about this the other day, especially, thinking about, just not just with phones and, all that kind of thing. But I think I'm assuming kids still do this, go along and jam together and that. But it's it should be like like bars and should encourage, like, if you like a bunch of teenagers and you got a band, you can just put on a wristband and then just go play.
Yeah.
Like, there should just be more of that.
Just go jam. Yeah.
I know, there should be more of that. So that's cool that that happens.
Yeah. I'm actually part of a thing called it's a trust called Holding Space Aotearoa, and me and this girl Emma and a couple of other people, we get funding, and we have put on, I think it's 2 at the moment. We want to do some more, but we do like youth open mics, so it's like specifically for the youth.
Under 18.
Yeah, basically under 18, and we just kind of like hit local schools and be like, have you got bands or like people who just want to do solo stuff?
Yes,
and it was mean,
bro.
bro. It was like a full night of music. We had provided full backline, so there's like drums, bass amps, guitar amps and stuff. We had a few bands come through, some solo acts. There was like a popcorn machine. We did like fruit. Everything was free, so that's really rewarding for me.
That's fucking cool, man.
Yeah. Because
That's fucking cool.
when kids jam, it's like so nice to see like.
Yeah.
Theory is good, but the enthusiasm to like
Yeah.
nurture is the most important thing, I think.
I think it's that enthusiasm and developing, in that age, like, sounds cheesy to say, but like the confidence and just to get the, like, yeah, you can go out there and play. Like, these songs you made in your bedroom or you've been jamming with your friends, like, it doesn't have to be, you can actually go and do something with it, rather than feeling, I don't know, like you can't show it to anybody, or there's not an opportunity for you to do anything at that age, because it is harder. Because I remember, like, in high school, it was like, it was like Smoke Free Rock Quest, if you can book some shows at your school, or the community centre if you get lucky. That was like it.
Yeah,
So.
I'm from a town called Turco, and there was like no opportunity really.
Where's
like
that? Where's that?
It's like a 40 to an hour south, depending on how you drive.
Sure.
I can get there pretty quick.
Yeah, a bit.
drives
like a local.
Yeah, it's kind of like, just a little bit south. It's just a small town, bro. There's like a hotel there, like a hotel bar that you can play at. You can get like a cover gig, which I did when I was young, but I also worked there.
Yeah, you did both.
So, so I was like
classic small town.
Double dipping.
I'm the bartender and the entertainer.
Yeah. So at some point I'm like, I gotta move to the city.
Yeah.
Here I am. I'm in the city. City boy.
Humble beginnings.
I like cities. Yeah.
You like the city?
Yeah. I think eventually I'd love to move out west more, like out in the Waitaks. Like Titirangi kind of vibes. Cool people.
Beautiful out there.
A lot of greenery.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Naughty. Nah, but I get that. Like, I've grown up in like suburbs in Auckland my whole life, so I've travelled around pretty much most of New Zealand, and I find that already being so small with opportunity is already difficult. Like, people come to Auckland, but like big city, and I'm like, yeah, okay. It's like it's the biggest we've got, but still to get opportunity is like, especially in the arts or in anything really, it's hard. It's small economy. We are restricted to a point, but we have a lot of great. We do have a lot of great music and a lot of great people who are very talented, and I just, It's interesting with like our music industry specifically. Like I've talked to Chris from Caridian on here. We talk about like funding, like the New Zealand On Air funding and that, and how most of it generally doesn't go to like local bands or like trying to nurture the scene, and there's all that kind of stuff. Yeah. What's your opinion on that?
Ooh, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Like we haven't applied too much, to be fair, so I can't really give a massive opinion. But what I see on who gets funding, there could be a bit more focus on the lower scale of bands. Not lower scale as in talent and stuff, but like notoriety, Like, I don't know. There was one time, it was a few months back, but 660 got funding, and I was just like, why?
Yes, yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Why?
Completely. I remember, yep. Sorry.
Like they might want to get their brand onto like the music video, which is fair enough, but I'm like, everybody knows the brands, man. And like, could have gone to a band that maybe that was the breaking point of them being like, oh sweet, we got funding. But this time, or they didn't, and then they broke up, boom. There's one band into the ether, like, I don't know, stuff like that. But I think you don't need it. If you got the love and you got the passion, you can still chug through the scene without funding. Like,
definitely.
Yeah. I kind of like the Rvmes have done that. The Rvmes have done that.
The Rvmes have done that.
Yeah, we've never got funding. We've got private funding from the likes of like Electric Kiwi and Lavala, and there's been a few.
I'm surprised you guys haven't got funding up to this point.
Yeah,
but I guess you got it's like rigorously applying as well, eh?
Yeah. Like as I said before, like we haven't applied hard, and so I can't probably give a massive opinion on funding. But like what I see with people get, I think it's always good to focus on the ground level. Hence why I love open mics, you know, like even just getting people onto the stage, because that's where I started. When I came from Tuaco, I was driving up to Auckland every weekend with my mate Jono to do open mics, and then we'd drive back at 3 a.m., you know, and it's like...
Fucking commitment, man. Good on you.
Yeah. Hence when I was like, let's move to the city, bro, so it's like a 15-minute drive.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah. So like, funding isn't the be-all and end-all. You can do it. Just make a cool circle of people. Everyone is like pretty good with supporting, you know, like even for content. Doing this, bro, like you can do podcasts. You can just talk shit on a microphone and sip.
I know. I'll never get that answer, man. Yeah, good.
Jameson. But yeah.
Well, that's I think now just the level of exposure you can get as an absolute nobody is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it is crazy when you think about how much exposure you can get.
Oh, it's nuts.
From like one TikTok if you really want. And
we're new to Talk, bro.
Yeah, we are.
And like, and it's insane. Like I literally just started a solo one the other day, and like my first video got like a few thousand views.
Fuck yeah.
1,000 views. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's mental. So like it's like this argument of it, because I'm in like, I don't know what mindset I'm in about it, because there's such a saturation of content, right? Everyone's just smashing it every fucking day, putting out stuff and all that. And then like, I guess it comes to like, what makes you different? What makes you stand out? But then like with this podcast, because for like a little bit of this podcast, I was posting a fuckload.
Yeah.
Like a lot, which was good. It was a good exercise to practice, but I was just like, you know, like I want to enjoy this.
Yeah.
I don't want to be having rigorous schedules and all that kind of thing. Like this is, you know, I know that's why I do like the once every 2 weeks now. But it also means I can like take a bit of breathing room, and then I can like really look forward to the podcast rather than like, oh, what's the next one? I got to fucking have it set up. I got to be ready. It's like, well, this isn't a paid position, not yet. Yeah, fair enough. So but it's also like when I bring on someone like yourself, it's like I want to, you know, do it. Well, did very bad research today. Got your band name wrong and fucking,
it's all good, bro.
Fucking listen to half your album. But it's, you know, but that's also part of the fun. It's like I also don't mind. This is the other thing about podcasts. It's like the honesty.
Yeah,
you can just be like, it's so raw, and that's why I like doing. I won't.
Yeah,
don't you worry. But like, oh no, it's not for me. But it's like that's one of the things I love about this. And if I look like and sound like an idiot, that's also fine.
That's all good.
I don't mind.
We're only human, bro.
Exactly. But a lot of people, I think, when it comes to not just that's a podcast thing, but social media and even bands do it. I can tell. And you probably can as well. You see a band online or a local band, even a big band or a pop artist, and you're just like, that is rubbish, whatever that is. That's not the truth.
In which aspect?
As in, like, let's say, you know, how they talk about, you know, let's say how they promote themselves, or how they try and be, like, courteous or virtue signal, things like that. Smaller to even larger scales, like jumping on trends. I think the one that just came to mind right now, which is a very large scale example. I'm not really into like a lot of hip hop rap music, but it was a few years ago. An example of this is like Travis Scott. Do you remember this? Like that music festival? He played a music festival, and then a couple of people died, and people were telling him to stop. The organizers came on stage and told him to stop, and he just kept going.
True on.
Then like an ambulance came into the crowd and everything.
I remember the ambulance going into the crowd, I'm pretty sure.
But you can see there was like a couple of guys who came on stage as well to like, who were from the, you know, event organizers being yo, this shit's getting out of control. And he doesn't give a fuck. And then to my point is like a day later or 2 days later, the hate is immense to him, rightfully so to a point. I think 9 people died or something fucking crazy.
Oh shit, okay.
And he was like, oh, I'm real sorry. And it's just like, are you? Because you could have stopped. And you had all the opportunity to see what was going on, but you didn't seem to give a shit. So that's kind of, obviously, that's a very large scale example.
Yeah. With text, even like texting friends and stuff, it's always hard to pick tone on stuff. So if you put like just a post up saying like, I'm sorry, you could you can read that as like, I'm sorry.
Oh, this isn't a. Oh, sorry, this is a video.
A video? Okay.
Of himself.
That's another story.
Yeah,
then.
so that's what
okay.
I meant. He did a video of himself.
Okay.
So that's kind of more of what I'm getting at. It's like
Right.
on people like become full-time actors almost to a point where it's like, well, I don't even know, like, what is the truth of who you are and the music, and then, you know, you do what you. It's like you apologize not because you're sorry, but you apologize because you don't want to lose money.
Yeah. Fair
That's
enough.
kind of my point, I think, on that, on a large scale. But even like I haven't seen it a lot with smaller bands. I've seen it a little bit, and I've especially acting too big for your boots. That's always interesting. I'm sure you've seen that.
There's a few people out there who kind of like not act like they're out of reach. I was actually talking to someone, I can't remember who I was talking to about bands being out of reach. But like, as I said, being on the ground level, open mics, I love talking to the scene, man. Just like yarn to everyone.
Exactly.
Because like everybody is a listener, really, to a band. Just like be cool, be nice, be genuine. You know, like have a yarn to someone, especially someone who comes to your show, man. Like
100%.
Yeah.
But I just think on like the getting back to, I think mainly that social media aspect of it's not just a band. That's not true. It's also like that influencer culture and that, and even to people, I think in general, everyone wants attention, right? I mean, I do a podcast. I do a bit of music. You're a musician. We both kind of want attention because
Kind of like half the industry.
Yeah.
Is like attention.
We want attention to a point, right? But I think it obviously everyone conducts themselves in a certain way. You want to get genuine attention, or it's like I want to, you know, like I want to be special in whatever way. And I see it all the time, especially in like to change subject a little bit, is with like, let's say MMA, like I love UFC and stuff, and you just see the fighters and they just say whatever they want just to generate pay-per-views, which is like, I get it, but it's also like pretty fucked up when you start going on about people's family and stuff and say horrible things. Then like you look at comments on these things and be like, yeah, fuck that shit. And you're just like, again, say those comments to get lots of likes and to get lots of, you know, and then people click on your profile and they're trying to sell you a fucking watch or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, man.
But you know what I mean? It's like that stuff, I know, it just really gets to me. You can tell that.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And like also, when they say that kind of shit, it rubs off on other people. And then people act like that as well in real life.
Because then they see it makes money, or they see the potential in those behaviors.
Or they look up to the person, you know? For some awful reason why people look up to like gnarly people. I don't know. This is deep, bro. This is really deep.
Welcome to my podcast. That's what I do.
More Jameson, man. Far out. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like, people have just got their own boats, man, that they're kind of cruising on. Like, there's just different parts of the industry where it like requires a different ego, maybe. Or they think it requires a different ego, but I don't know. I just like being cool, bro.
Yeah, pretty cool, bro.
Yeah, just be nice.
You're always really nice when I go open mics. I think there was a few open mics I went to, and when I was doing it a few years ago, was when I met you. And there was a couple I went to where like I was a really fucking bad singer as well. I just started singing, so I was like super self-conscious.
I don't remember that, bro.
Thanks, bro. But and then I just remember like meeting you, and it was just like, oh, this is like so easy. It's nice, like a drink voucher and shit. And it was just chill and like meet people and stuff. And yeah, it was like. It really felt like people really loved music, which was cool. But like open mic nights are a good test, I find, of like, I mean, you've done shitloads of gigs, way more than I have. Do you still open them up, right? You still open them up often? Open up the open mic night, I mean?
No, actually. So the Good George one I do because it's new and not too many people know about it. But the Kingslander, bro, I was booked from like 7:30 opening to like 11:30 last night. It was just steaming hot. So usually that one, because it's been around so long, everybody knows about it. I don't have to play anymore. Yeah, I'll go up and noodle with people, or I'll play cajon, or like I'll just like do whatever people want, you know. But yeah, I used to open it up, but I just like watching other people, bro. That's what they're there for, you know.
Of course,
not there to see me.
You find some gems as well. That's one of the great things about this podcast is I've really had some great people on. And I get to find like new music, or like even like the band I might know a little bit about, but not heaps. And then I'm like, wow, fucking great songs, or crazy cool stuff coming out. Like I had
I was gonna say, what bands have you had on here?
So I've had so the last one I had on was really cool. James from Huss Hunter. They're a band from Hamilton. They're like an alternative metal rock band.
Sweet.
self-produced, only came out this year. Crazy fucking like progress in terms of not just like their following, but also just how they've really got it nailed with how they like, you know, release their music and stuff. Just
Sweet.
And the music's really cool.
Man.
And a really new band. Young guys on from Where's Jai, I think before that.
Oh, bro, we're playing a gig with them.
Oh, right, yeah.
We're playing a gig with them on the 27th of January. A big fan
Oh, cool.
with Retro Valley.
I might have to come to that.
That should be cool, man. Yeah, we met them at the Greyland Park Festival. So
Oh,
shout out.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that gig.
Yeah, so they had those two boys from there on. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had like Ollie Lyons from Written by Wolves. I've had all sorts. Finger Tight, Caridian have been on. Trying to be Boondocks, Scott from the Boondocks, sort of they're like a two-piece band, fucking cool as.
Yeah, because they're on the rock and stuff, Boondocks.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
They've done
yeah,
fucking
right.
super well. It's dope. And then
I'm just gonna milk that last part, bro.
Yeah. I should have brought it in with me. Yeah, should have just fuck it up.
Right. You can sneak out, bro. I'll talk to the people, bro.
I know.
It's all good. I still got heaps left.
That's sweet. Yeah, so I've had a lot, and then guy like JP from he's got his own project Arrays, and then also Swerve City. So I kind of just bring on anybody. A lot of it was like people I know, and then I find kind of knock-ons from that, and I'm just like, just come on, like sounds good to me. In the beginning, it wasn't really the intention. Because it was just Scotty and I just sort of wanted to do a podcast just kind of for the fuck of it.
Yeah.
And just to try it. And I wanted to see what it would be like. I wanted to see, you know, how much I'd enjoy it and also learn about, you know, I hate saying content creation, but I wanted to learn more about it because it's so important. You know, especially if you're doing anything musical or brand orientated, it's just, you have to do it.
Yeah. And it can be fun, bro. Like
it can be fun.
Experimental and
yeah. But you guys have a lot of fun with your the stuff on like on the rooms.
Yeah, man. Like our drummer Logan does most of the media and the graphic stuff. We got like Nosy Kane Productions, which is Maya, who's actually Logan's partner. She does all the photography, or like a lot of the photography and videography. She does. I think we're chucking out a reel soon, so
I'll look out for that reel.
You can check that out.
Yeah.
What else have we got? Yeah, Logan's just a demon, bro. He just makes posters and all the graphics and does like all the branding. And
so helpful to have.
Yeah. It's
he's a good find.
It's very handy. Yeah. We found each other. Yeah. He's one of the OG members.
OG, yeah. So I wanted to ask you as well, because now you guys have been a group for 5 years.
It might be 6.
Might be.
Soon to be 6.
Is it 6, is it?
I can't remember my bloody birthday, mate. We'll say around there. 5, 6.
What's the biggest thing you've seen change in that time?
Probably a guitarist.
The guitarist change is a big one.
Yeah. I don't know, bro. It's hard to tell. It's kind of like a slow progression of growth. So there wasn't anything like massive. We did land one of our songs with a sync placement. Shout out Songbroker for sorting that out with KFC.
Man.
So we got onto like their 50th anniversary campaign.
I think I saw that.
Yeah. That was really cool. So that was like pretty big for us in terms of payout and like how many people we were exposed to. We saw that in like the Shazams and the monthly listeners, which is like crazy, man, because I think the advert was like 20, 30 seconds. So in the space that plays, people were getting out their phones to Shazam it, you know, which is like quite a crazy feeling, you know, like because it's such a short ad.
Yeah, you're like, what is that song?
Yeah,
what a cool. Yeah.
Which means people like it, you know.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, of course.
That was cool. So that was like playing through like all the Olympics and stuff, and like I had like my mates from school and shit texting me. It's like, bro, I just saw you on TV. It's like, what? So that was like probably in my mind one of the milestones. And then just getting onto like some really nice festivals, because that was one of my big goals with the band, is to, because we like, our big thing is playing live. Mm-hmm. Like we got a lot of material that's recorded and stuff, but it doesn't translate. No. I wish it did, you know.
I think I agree.
Yeah. So we go hard live, and it's a good time. Our stuff on Spotify is also a good time. So this album that we're working on at the moment, we're actually trialing the content. Okay, backtracking. So the last stuff we recorded, we would write it, and we would hit the studio and record it before we trialed it live. So
I see.
it didn't have that live flair that we eventually find after it's released and stuff. So this album, we've decided that we're going to write the stuff, we're going to play it live over this summer, which we've already started playing. So come to our gigs to hear it live. So play it live and then find those things that we like about the song, you know, and like find the things that work with the crowd and the things that don't, so we can change it, because it changes live, man. Absolutely. Once you've recorded it, it never... Some bands maybe might keep it the same as how it was, but trialing it live is amazing. And so far it's worked wonders, and we haven't even started recording yet, you know, like it's changed, and we've like taken notes after gigs and stuff, be like, that was sick, or that was shit. Let's change that. So we're going to play the whole album over the summer, and then we're going to hit the studio with a live set in mind to really capture that essence, because the stuff you hear on Spotify lacks that. So we want to change that. So you listen to us and be like,
Fuck
that's the
yeah.
shit that I heard live.
Yeah.
Mean. Boom. There it
I
is.
love that.
Yeah.
I listened to your guys' like music a little bit the last few days, and I was like, I realized there was more. But I was one of my big takeaways, I think, for you guys is alternative rock / roots. Is that kind of a good way to sum it up? Because it was a lot of like, because it's like it's rocky, but it's also very like a bit of ska thrown in there, and like kind of almost like soul funk, like a lot of that. I mean, maybe not like hardcore funk, but just sort of like the elements are very like, I think of alternative rock. You guys fall more under like this alternative like ska rock roots sort of thing in my mind, I suppose.
Yeah. So it's kind of like all of our. Oh, pardon me. Ooh. ASMR, did you say?
Yeah.
That's the one. It's kind of all of our inspirations of when we were younger, you know, like I was a massive reggae head. Like I've had dreads twice.
Yeah, I've seen the dreads.
Big
They belong.
Big fan of reggae and soul as well, like Motown. I love like Sam Cooke and Otis Redding and all that kind of like era. And then you've got Logan, who's like surf rock dude, loves that shit. Also punk. Same with Ronaldo, loves punk. Richard. So like, yeah, Miro is also, he's like very alternative. He's quite like broad spectrum when it comes to genre. So he was our first guitarist.
Yeah.
And Richard is quite the same. He's like really into like progressive metal and like all that kind of stuff, but he loves a good reggae skank as well, which is great. So I find mains players really versatile, because they both went to mains. So yeah, like when we first started the band, we're like, sweet, let's take all of our inspirations and just have a lot of fun and tackle a lot of genres and like don't care what anyone thinks. Like,
Put it in a pot and just
we had this other show that I won't name, but they never had a song because they're like, oh, come back to us when you've like decided what you want to sound like. I was just like,
fuck,
whatever, bro. Fuck, get out of here. So yeah, I've never hit them up again before.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fucking lame.
Yeah, but as I said, with this album, we've actually we've gone through the 5 years of like doing all of these genres and flavors and stuff, and we've actually kind of, what would you say, reduce. Like a chef would say, I reduce like a sauce, you know. We've reduced the sauce.
You've refined it.
We've refined it, yeah. And we've kind of found where we want to sit, which is kind of like that alternative rock with a bit of funk, with a bit of reggae kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely do hear that. And I think back to the live thing you're saying, because in my experience, I've only really played like in original bands. Most of it's been like metal or punk and stuff. Punk's also very live as well. But the way I mean, you go to the studio, you smash it out, and a lot of the things, because you might put in some extra elements, maybe some synths and stuff, like you can decide how raw or produced you want it. Normally, in my experience, it's like you want to get it as fucking like sweet as possible. But I think for what you guys do, it's like having it a bit loose makes it better.
You need some looseness.
It needs, because like
for our style,
for that style, it needs that looseness. Because I remember, I must have been in high school now. I played in a reggae band, and then it was like, oh, we got to like get tighter and stuff. And as soon as we started doing it, it just kind of got a bit, didn't feel the same. Whereas like in like kind of the more like metal or some of that kind of more clean, let's call it like radio rock stuff. If it's kind of a bit raw, it does get a bit like, oh, it just sounds out of time or something's off. But for what you guys do, it's like, I totally understand that live, that makes complete sense.
Yeah, we like in the studios we go to, we've been recording in Huntley at the moment at Wardrobe
I had to go to Huntley. I'm sorry.
Yeah, actually, no, yeah. It's the most like undercover place, but there's a place called Wardrobe Studios with a couple of guys, Casey and John, and we've done our last 2 songs there, and we're probably going to be doing our album there as well. But we track everything relatively live, so we'll set up the drums really nicely, tons of mics, and then we'll record together. So you'll have like the guitars in the booth kind of thing. Oh, not in the booth, just like around the desk.
Yeah.
And then drums is isolated. All played together. Really get that like live drum sound because we're like all playing together, got like guide vocals and stuff. And then we'll take that drum take and then we'll like layer onto that, you know. Mostly in one take.
Wow.
Yeah. Like apart from the sprinkles, you know, but like we've dabbled with a lot of like adding percussion and adding like overdubs, but we also want to transfer live, you know, like if you start adding a fucking ton of stuff and like cowbells and fucking synths and like saxophones and stuff, like we're just a 4-piece, man. Like if we don't have that saxophone on stage, people are gonna be like, oh, what the fuck?
What's that song?
Come on, that's missing and this is missing.
I think this is I spoke about this with someone the other day, I think on the podcast, but about adding too much into like music. Like I love synths. I'm a sucker. I'd add as many as I want.
Synths are sick.
But then I think like for the music that I've done as well, it's like you just put it on like, I'm kind of like when it comes to synths, have it on like a backing track and it's like sweet. But again, the sort of music that I do is sort of like it will probably fit all right like that. But for what you guys do, like probably not, and you'll get too restricted. Yeah,
we've chucked. I think it's only on one.
Have you ever played to a click live? By the way, have you ever done it?
Not live.
Never done it?
No, I don't think that'll ever happen.
No, I can't see that. I'm just curious because I've done both.
Yeah,
and it really depends on the style.
Yeah. We improv a lot live.
Yeah, that's fucking cool. I wouldn't. I wouldn't lose that.
And depending on the crowd, if the crowd is cooking,
Yeah.
We cook and we speed up and we slow down. We especially speed up, you know, because we get fucking excited.
Yeah.
And we're like looking at the crowd, we're like looking at each other, we're like, oh, this is sick. And then next thing you know, like, do you know when you're playing like a real sweet song in the car and then all of a sudden you're going like 120?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, how did that happen? Yeah, that's the kind of stuff we get live, you know. We're just like, you just don't realize you're speeding up. But yeah, but with a click, it restricts you from doing that. And then...
There's a real beauty in that, I think, with like that live, like the push and pull. I think that's what it gets called, right? The push and pull of like, and also the dynamics.
Yeah.
And that, and I think there's a bit of a comeback of that stuff at the moment. I think I've talked about this a lot on the podcast, but like in like the 2010s and even maybe the 2000s, it's like a lot of that got, especially from mainstream music, got pulled away. Super polished, clicks, like tight as anything, you know, recording shoot, gridded up to fuck, you know, a lot of that. And I think it ended up just being a bit too like rinse and repeat.
It does lose some humanness to it. But it's also cool. Like we've recorded in the studio to clicks and stuff. Like some of our material on Spotify is to clicks, but I think our preferred way, and especially moving forward, we're gonna go clickless
and for the most part. The one take and just rehearse the fuck out of it, and then go to the studio. And
there's a couple songs we're gonna have to use a click with, which I won't spoil.
Oh, okay.
The magic, but there's a couple of ideas that we're gonna have to use a bit of click magic. But yeah, otherwise it's just gonna be live to our heartbeats.
Live to the heartbeat.
It's the one.
What's you've done a lot of gigs. I want your opinion on what is, well, not opinion, but it's like what's your craziest gig you've done, and that could be in terms of the crowd, or just setting up, or the venue itself, or whatever. What's the craziest gig you reckon you've done?
Bro, so there's been a few goodies. But one of my favorites was probably like Okura Forest Festival.
That sounds nuts already.
Yeah. So that was cool. So that's just like a little bit north, and we played that last February, I believe, if my memory serves me correct. Anyway, amazing festival, and it's like all for like forest conservation in the area and stuff. But we got slotted in at like sunset, and there was maybe like 200-300 people, I think. I'm not too sure. The lights were really bright, so I didn't like really get to gauge it.
A lot of people to me.
Yeah,
a lot of people.
And man, like the crowd was just so involved in the set. And like they knew the material, so they're like, we had people who knew our songs and stuff, and like even as we're setting up, they like started singing Lifetime. They're like, in this life, just like in the setup. Oh, that's a good buzz. And it was also Richard's birthday. So he does like parkour and like flips and stuff. He's a very athletic dude and he eats really well. And he, like when we tour and stuff, he always brings like carrots and like fruit. And we'll be eating pies, and we're like, bro, look at this guy over here, like, eating healthy. And so for his birthday, I bought him a bag of carrots from the market. And
he would have been stoked.
Yeah, so we got to his house or got to whoever's house we were like loading into, and then heading to the festival. I'm like, oh, happy birthday, bro! Here's a bag of carrots. But we ended up giving the carrots out on stage to people who were dancing. So like the crowd was mean as...
And okra as well, very appropriate.
Yeah. So we're just like, oh yeah, it's like Richard's birthday, yada, yada, yada. And then he was like on the microphone, he's just like, all right, I got this bag of carrots and like, I'm going to give them out throughout the set to people who are dancing in the crowd. And people went nuts, bro, over carrots. It's insane. Like, so there was like some girl.
I bet the drugs might have helped it, maybe.
Potentially. Maybe they had the munchies. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, there was a girl like on someone's shoulders, and she like had on her Snapchat, she wrote like, "Give me a carrot" or like "carrot" or something, and she was like holding it up at us as we're playing and stuff. So we're just like, Richard was chucking them out, and then we do conga lines as well in one of our songs, and we just did a conga. It was just nuts, bro.
Did anyone put a carrot up their ass?
Not during the set, but. No. Bro, world's your oyster once the
world's your
carrot,
bro. World's your carrot after that concert, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah. You can do whatever you want with it, bro. Yeah. It's your kind of carrot.
Whatever floats the.
Yeah, they were fresh, so they were solid, and there's no cracking. I got them. I literally bought them from the market on the day, organic. Shout out Shed Collective, my homies.
That is definitely one of the most bizarre ones I've heard. Handing out carrots, but that's cool. Everyone's so healthy. Look at that. Looking after themselves, eating veggies at a rock show. That's cool.
We're looking after people, bro.
Yeah, bro. Are you gonna change it up to what's that? Oh man, what's the town that's the kiwi fruit? Has the giant kiwi fruit? What's that town called? As you go down south, I forgot the name of it.
Bro, you got me on the spot with that one. Now that's gonna.
Awakuni? No, it's not that.
That's gonna tickle my tongue.
Anyway, well, when you go there, then you can do that. You can I'm sure they'd love that.
Do it in post, just like boom, with a bit of text. Like that's the one. Look here, just there you go. There's a bit of work for you later on, bro. Hold on, pause.
Stunning,
delightful. Carry on.
Are you gonna do any more ads? You reckon you like music or even act? You should. Okay, fun story. Let's go.
So I was 12 months. I was 18. I was 18 months old. You can't find this, by the way. So if you try to find this online, good luck.
Yeah.
I was the Treasure's nappy baby.
What?
And I was a blonde kid with like big curls, and I got chosen to be the Treasure's nappy baby, man. So like they put me through a few scenes. You get to see my bum, so it's basically a porno.
Damn.
And they dressed me up as like Indiana Jones, and what else was I? I was like scaling a building, and like. Yeah, it's hilarious. It's ridiculous. It's like super 90s.
I gotta look that up.
Yeah,
that sounds fucking.
It's only on DVD, bro. It's in my archives at home. So maybe one day we'll see.
Release it.
But yeah, that's
gotta cut that into a music video at some point. Surely,
maybe, bro.
Surely.
Yeah. Bit of a throwback.
You definitely started at the top. I think you started pretty high.
Yeah, I haven't really.
It's pretty hard to come back
topped
to that
since then. To be honest,
no.
I've done a bit of Shortland Street, extra work.
That's cool.
Yeah, in the bar. I was like in the bar. There you go, and a couple of other things. But anyway, I'd like to do some more ads with the band, but it all depends on what ads are going in circulation. And
do you have anything you wouldn't do?
I don't know. To be honest. Probably some on the nose stuff. I don't know what, but
I think the ads one you'd be open to most. Like, what about McDonald's? It'd be alright.
Yeah, no, I don't eat meat, and we did KFC. So that's kind of stuff.
So you vegetarian or vegan?
Pescatarian. So yeah, I eat fish.
That's good.
Mostly the fish that I catch as well.
Oh, nice.
Which is a pretty nice feeling.
Got a few spots, do you?
Yeah, a couple of spots.
Out the keep it on the deal, the white tax.
Yeah, out the hui ways and stuff.
Oh yeah, nice.
And I like to go to like Whangaparo as well.
Whangaparo's mean.
Yeah, it's a good spot. But yeah, so that's kind of like a side hobby, just in the morning, go catch sunrise with a mate, get a line wet, catch fish, bring it home, eat it that night. Way more ethical.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do fish from the supermarket. I can't eat it.
Oh, it's pretty rank.
Yeah,
It's
I
pretty
can't
rank.
do it. I like fish, but again, I mean, I've fished a handful of times in my life, and it's always a million times better every time.
Oh, yeah.
Like comparatively, but
Yeah.
I think, yeah, either like on to like the whole like dieting thing. Like I've experimented with like vegetarian. I never did the vegan thing because I thought for me that was just a bit much.
Cheese is life, bro. Cheese is life.
Yeah, cheese and milk and eggs. I was like, nah, I can't
Yeah,
I can't give up the eggs. But I tried it without meat, and I did notice like it was cool. I found some like lighter meals to eat, which I've adapted into my current life now.
Yep.
Without having the meat, but I did notice like exercising and a few other things because I do work out a bit, and I was like missing the like some of that core protein. But it made me think about my health a lot more, especially like in terms of the meat that I eat and that I buy.
Yeah.
Which was good. So I'm happy I did it, but I do get concerned. Do I get concerned? I mean, there's always. I think like people can do what the fuck they want with their diet, and I don't actually really care. But I do think sometimes with like people like when you're, let's say you're growing up, you're still young, growing and developing bone density or whatever. I think if you remove some of those raw meats and protein, I do think like you can find supplements, but I don't think it would be as good.
Oh, as a kid, the last thing you want to do is probably supplements, like, I
Yeah.
gotta take my B12, baby.
But that happens though.
Yeah.
A lot, which
Yeah.
which I think's wrong in my book.
Yeah.
I mean, I worked over in the States for a bit at a summer camp. It was awesome. But a lot of the kids there would just eat it like it was like supplement fucking city, man.
True. If it's their choice, fine, all good.
It's not though, because it's obviously the parents who are pushing that. And we're talking about 9, 10-year-olds, by the way. I'm not talking about teenagers.
Ah,
Like young kids.
true.
Like having like probiotics to, all sorts of things. And I'm just like,
Yeah. It's a bit of a weird one, Like,
it is a bit of a weird one.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I hold nothing against meat eaters. That's completely fine. But like some of the stuff you get from the supermarket is just complete trash.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And the way like ethics is like a big one for me. It's like ethically it's like terrible as well. But also on the other spectrum of things, like the cost of living is just nuts. If you want a good slab of meat, it's going to cost you some money, and like a lot of people just don't have money, including me. That's why I'm vegetarian. I'm just kidding.
It's not a bad reason to be vegetarian.
Yeah, that's fair enough. No, like, I do enjoy it, man, and things like I find things are really delicious, especially if you eat out. A lot more thought goes into the vegetarian dishes because the meat ones bank so much on the flavor of the meat.
Yeah.
They're just like, boom, okay, job done. Chefs don't stab me, I know, but half of the flavor is in the meat, right? When you get lamb, you're like, fuck, I feel like lamb because the taste is really nice. It is really nice. Like,
And you kind of fuck around with the veggies or the sides and stuff. Yeah.
But with like vegetarian stuff, like the flavors aren't as prominent, and you got to do a lot more with spices and all that kind of stuff. So I find restaurants and stuff, the vegetarian dishes are like way more. Bro, even staff parties. Like my partner works in like she's an engineer, and like any staff party, I guess, like they'll get pizza, vegetarian one, first one gone every time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Like a cheese pizza.
yeah,
The margarita, I suppose.
the old Maggie. But yeah, look at this. We're on food now. This is great.
Yeah, bro.
I'm a foodie, so I'm quite happy.
No, we can keep going on about it. No, because I've really taken into something I've done changed this year in my diet. Been eating a bit more of is like organ meat. Because the missus, she's Taiwanese, so I'd been a bit more like chicken heart and like liver.
Yeah.
And a lot of that, like a lot of the vitamins and fibers and that you get are really good for you. And that's something that I've traveled a bit as well, like going to like Asia and that. And one thing I think in the West we don't do enough of is if we do eat an animal, you should eat all of it.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's something that you actually miss out on a lot of nutrients. When you like, chicken breast as an example, like you're not eating like the rest of the chicken, like the heart and that has a lot of great nutrients in it. So that's I'm seeing more of it at the supermarket now, which is good.
Yeah.
But that's something else I'm also like become quite big on.
Yeah,
it's like
it's also like respecting the animal as well. Just like
exactly. Just like it's like here's the breast and then fucking chop that.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
it's like it's not great. It's also just wasteful as fuck.
Yeah.
Which I agree on. Because I remember when I did the vegetarian diet, a lot of it was also about the factory farming. Because I'm sure you've watched those documentaries, you might check them out. It's like fuck me, it's brutal.
It's terrible.
It's
man.
terrible. It's bad. I mean, in New Zealand, luckily, like we don't have much of it. But I mean, of course, like it's a big thing all around the world, and it is a problem. And obviously, you can talk about it with like chickens, especially getting cooped up and all that. And But yeah, it's like, I think now I'm just like, I like to know where my food's from. And I'm more selective now about like, you know, especially like pairing the quality of the meat with the veggies and stuff. So
Yeah.
I do recommend people trialing out some diets, because sometimes also if you cut certain food out, you realize you might feel better. That's the other thing.
Potentially.
Yeah.
If you eat too much of one thing, you know, like, might be screwing you, no matter how good it tastes.
Yeah. Well, the big thing is like for me being a vocalist as well, I'm sure you can attest to this, is the fucking reflux.
Oh,
if you
when you
eat the
dairy?
wrong thing, dairy
Dairy is the
or
worst,
even like if it's fried food, I get it a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, what do you? Is it dairy for you? Do you get anything else that kind of gets you reflux?
Dairy screws me up. Not so much reflux, but I don't like to eat dairy before I sing because it just kind of
Feel
I feel
bloated?
it's restricting, and like you kind of get this like saliva
Oh, okay. Yeah.
kind of thing. You know, you have more like saliva and mucus and stuff like in your where you're singing from. So why eat cheese? Cheese is life. Don't get me wrong, but before a gig,
Not before a
stay
gig.
away, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a few hours before, you just can't
And-
eat like.
and iced water. Don't drink ice water.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Just have plain water because the ice will just like tighten everything up.
Yeah, like especially like room temperature water. As nasty as it sounds, it's actually quite good for gigs,
Yeah,
and obviously
totally.
tea and
Yeah,
if you can get that. I struggle. Like beer's a funny one. I can have beer, and I think maybe it's because I just get a bit more loose. There's also that part to it of having alcohol, but like having like like having like a whiskey. Fuck no, I can't do that. I can't have a whiskey before I play. If I sing,
Okay,
I can't do it.
sure. Reflux and stuff.
Reflux.
Okay, fair enough.
It just gets fucking something going on my stomach. I don't know what it is.
True, yeah.
So yeah, I've had to like figure that out because I'm playing a gig and I'm like, oh, trying to do a high note, and the whole body's like,
Yeah, fair.
even
enough,
after
fair
warming up and doing all that, you know,
Yeah.
that's been a journey to figure
enough.
out. But
You kind of just learn your body, you know, and like if something doesn't sit right, just don't do it again.
yeah,
Yeah, nice.
I think just singing's a more set. Yeah, because you've been singing your whole life, I imagine.
I kind of started when I was like maybe mid puberty, bro. Like 14 or 15, I started
14.
singing. Yeah, I got my first guitar when I was 10, and then I was just like, I want to be a singer. And then I'm like, ah, terrible. But I kept up with it, you know, like.
That's it, eh? People think you
Yeah.
just have talent. It's like, nah, bro. It's like,
Nah, you gotta
That's a
work it.
consistent-
Like
you
some
gotta
people
listen
might
to
be great just like off the bat, but it's like even if you're great off the bat, you just gotta like still nurture it and stuff, you know. And like it's always a learning game of what you can do. And like back to the band as well. We're like writing a song at the moment, and the melodies that you're used to can kind of get like not repetitive. It just becomes your style of what you usually sing. But I like always picking the brains of the band and like what melodies they think should be going over something.
that's cool.
Or Richard had a great idea of like if you don't like the melody of that, if it's like too low or something, just like check a harmony on that, like a higher harmony, and that higher harmony becomes the main melody. Genius, and it worked, and it was a melody I would never sing. I still find it quite uncomfortable. And I was actually singing it today a little bit, and then it started settling in. I'm like, this is cool. This is not what I'd usually sing, you know. But that's like all about like growth and stuff. So
It's important to be pushed with it, eh?
yeah.
Yeah, I find that doing vocals especially, like I can put shit out like in terms of recording at home and all that, but I'm like, if I want to put a song out, I need a producer or somebody else there, because I'm like, this could be better. I know it can be better, but for some reason my brain, I have only been singing since I was 23, so I haven't been singing for very long. So
How old are you now?
29.
Ah, me too. When's your birthday?
June.
Okay.
June. When's yours?
November.
Ah, right.
Scorpio boy.
Scorpio. I'm a Gemini, you know. Red flag is all everyone says. Red flag, man. What are we getting today, bro?
That's right. You got a partner, bro. It's all good.
Yeah. No,
That's all good. She loves you.
Figured it out, you know.
Yeah.
Figured it out. That star sign stuff cracks. She's really into it as well. She's really into it, and some of it, I will admit, it does. There are some elements that are true. There are points to
Fair
it.
enough.
But I think when yeah, I could talk about this for ages, but I have opinions about it. But some of it has
That's
some
okay.
good points.
I'm not into that, bro. I was just cracking
Nah,
up.
it's good.
Scorpios supposedly are just like love makers.
Love makers.
Which
That
makes
makes sense.
makes me-
I can see you being an absolute romantic.
Oh, thanks, bro.
I can see that.
Try.
No, absolutely. She's a lucky lady.
Yeah. Freshly engaged, baby. It's good.
Oh, congrats, man. I didn't know that. Well done.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, cheers.
Oh, that's exciting. When did you pop the question?
It was like 5 months ago in Portugal. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's
Did it
cool.
on like a sailboat.
Oh,
really
look
nice.
at you hopeless romantic.
It was pretty good. There was just too many. There's just too many tourists, and I couldn't find a nice spot. So I'm like, I'm just gonna get a boat where there's no people, and done. It was really nice.
Fuck yeah, man. That's awesome.
Booyah.
When are you going to have the wedding? Not sure yet.
2025.
2025. That's the time. Big one.
Yeah.
Going to have the band play as well?
Yeah, I thought I just might do a set. A cheeky
yeah.
solo set of covers, a bit of wagon wheel and.
Yeah. Do you really want to do that to yourself on your wedding day?
No, I'm not going to. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Man.
But yeah. I was just gonna rattle off some of the band stuff.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, we used to do a lot of covers and weddings and stuff actually, because we started off as a cover band.
That's right.
Surprisingly, and we did a lot of covers as a band, and which is like really cool because you get to learn how everybody plays and like put your own swing on other songs and stuff, which is quite cool. But yeah, we haven't done covers in quite a while actually. We've been a bit out of the circuit, but yeah, we just played on Waiheke on Monday, which was mental, and we just slipped in some covers, which went down an absolute treat.
What'd you sneak in?
Pony by Genuine.
I feel like I know if I heard it.
Ain't No Sunshine, Bill Withers.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
a classic.
Classic.
We juiced that one up big time, though. It's nothing like the original, which is nice.
Mate, that's cool.
It's a good way to be. Couple of other ones. Can't even remember off the top of my head. A lot of originals, though. That's how it should be.
That's the way it should be.
Originals hard.
That's the way it should be.
But and we have a new song coming out on the 27th.
That's right. What's it called?
Way Huge.
Way Huge.
Yeah. So it's a surfing song.
Yeah.
It's about surfing. I'm not a surfer.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at surfing, but
Same.
Logan and Richard are like mean surfers.
I'm fucking shit as well. It's hard.
Yeah, so they actually wrote the lyrics. I only wrote the chorus part of Way Huge because I had a pedal. It was Way Huge. It's a brand called Way Huge, and I had a super puss, and it was an analog delay.
I love that.
And we're jamming the groove, and I just like, it's like looking around the room of like lyric inspiration. I looked at my pedal. I'm like, Way Huge, and then the guys are like, "Oh, that's mean." And like Way Huge is such a like surfer kind of like slang in a way, so it just like birthed a surfing song.
Birth the surfing song.
So yeah, we recorded that recently, out on the 27th, and Richard chucked together a surfing like music video as well, which is quite crack
Cool.
up. Just a bit of a DIY. Learned Final Cut on the fly. It should be good. He's done a good job.
That's pretty rad, bro.
That's pretty chucker, bro.
Yeah,
on that
pretty,
note,
pretty shocker. Yeah, that's it for the end of the year as well.
Yeah,
It's cool.
On the 27th, when everyone's like at their batch already and like doing those surfing missions.
It's good. It's a good marketing ploy. It's good.
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah, surfing is so bad. I've fucked done enough. Like, hardly any. I got a surfboard about 2 years ago, and I was like, yeah, mean. This is me. And then it just like, time. That's right. It's like just try and fit it in, everything else. It's like, because when you get out to the water, finally, it's like you want to do at least like minimum an hour and a half or 2 hours,
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. And also like the fitness as well, like doing all the fucking like paddling. I'm just like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I haven't done this in a bit.
Bro, I nearly died. I went to when I was learning, and I still am learning. I'm still very terrible. I can't even stand up, But I borrowed a board off of Logan, the drummer. Gave me this like little 6-foot board, which if you're a surfer, 6 foot's hard to learn on.
That is.
So I ended up snapping that.
Shit.
Which is quite funny. I just snapped.
What beach did you snap it at?
I was at either at Muriwai or Piha.
Yeah.
But I was just like, bro, I was just surfing like tiny stuff.
Never surfed at Piha. I've done Muriwai a lot. But what do you think of Piha? Because I was always like, gets too rough.
It's pretty gnarly, man. Like
the waves they're like dumpers every time I've been there. So I've always been like not great. But
I went once with a guy called Sam who I used to work with, and I was pretty sure I was using that board as well. And he was a good surfer. And I was like, I saw him out there like cutting stuff at Piha, and I was just like, yeah, that's rad. And here's me in the white water being an absolute potato. But I was like, I'm gonna follow him out. I'm gonna go out to the back and just like see what it's like. So I was just like paddling out. Just I was unfit as well. But I ended up nearly getting out, and these waves were huge, bro. And like I couldn't.
Piha gets crazy.
Yeah, and I couldn't stand up on a board, mind you. Like I'm still like really rookie. So I was like getting over these waves, and like my mate was like maybe 20 or 30 meters ahead. And he looks at me, and I was just like, bro, I'm like done. And I had these big waves kind of coming over. They weren't so much crashing on me just yet, but it was like on the cusp. And I was like, this is dangerous. I'm going to die. So there was a wave coming in. I'm like, I'm just going to try it, you know? So I turned around, started paddling in, and I like went to go stand up and just got absolutely like washing machine. It was like crazy as. So then I ended up coming up again, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to like body surf one back into the shore. That was super fun. I went super fast. It was really cool just on my body. And I was just like, yeah, cool. It's just like boogie boarding, really.
Yeah.
And then I went and sat on the beach. I'm like, I'm all good. That's me for the rest of the sesh.
Yeah, just like traumatized about like... I've had those moments.
Yeah, but I'd like to try it again with like a 7-foot mal or something, you know, like something a bit easier and just kind of like...
So just so you can get up and actually enjoy it.
Yeah, I just want to experience the like getting up part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely very rewarding with surfing. I've done it a bit at Muriwai, but fuck, man. I'd probably be almost back at square one. I haven't surfed in like over a year. But I've definitely found that as... I remember one of those dumb things I did. It was real embarrassing, but I was out in the surf. And I think my, the leg strap was coming off or something. Yeah. And I was like, oh, fuck. But so I let go of my board, drifted off, right? And as I look up, a wave's coming, and then I see my board go, boff, just smash me in the fucking face.
Feels good. Feels good.
And I was like, this is fucking embarrassing. But that was my cool surf moment. I'm like, yeah, bro, gonna go out and surf, man, and then just kind of smash with my own board in my face.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So that's
But shout out to the surfers who can actually surf.
Yeah.
Respect.
That's hard, man.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's taxing. It's taxing.
Yeah, what do you do for fitness these days? You do any like gymming or you?
I got a mate. Shout out to Jordan. He's a personal trainer at Les Mills in Takapuna.
Ah, yeah, cool.
Yeah, so I'm a Les Mills guy, but
Les Mills boy.
Yeah, but I barely go, bro. Like I go to his class because he's like a good mate, and I like supporting him while he does because he does spin class.
Ah, yeah.
And he's probably been doing that a year now, but I try to make it every like few weeks to just be there, you know. He's always stoked when I come along. His thing is he wears funky socks, so I always wear funky socks, and we do like a duo called the Shape Cutters.
Cool.
And I got like a headband. We got headbands, like a red sweatband. So I wear that, and then I usually wear like a weird t-shirt or something. I've got like
something like real like revealing, like Richard Simmons kind of vibes, or
no. I've got actually my newest one is a shirt from Florida because I just came back from the States. I went and saw my mum, but it was a place called Punta Gorda. And it just has this big word up here that says massive, and then it's got a rooster underneath. So it's just massive cock.
I get it.
It's great. It's great. So yeah, I wear that to gym with funky socks, and Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle, and then all the gigs. Yeah,
and all the gigs. Yeah, gigs are pretty hectic.
There's a lot of cardio, especially if you're loading in, loading out of vans, doing all that shit. Like I think Anthony Kiedis was saying on a podcast about like I think he had a watch on like like a calorie burner or something. It's a lot. Yeah. For like those gigs that he's doing.
Oh, especially him. He just goes nuts, man.
Yeah,
jumping everywhere. But yeah, gigs they get sweaty.
Oh yeah,
and taxi, and like if you're doing the PA, man, you gotta like load the PA system in, you gotta load it back in, you gotta set it up, you gotta set your amp up, you gotta do the performance, you gotta like pack it down, get home, pack it back into your house, and then next day you got another gig, so you pack it back into your fucking car and do it again.
Yeah, for the love, eh?
Yeah, you love it. I'm saying like it's a mission, but like
no, you're right. Though.
It is a mission.
Yeah,
but
it is a mission.
You get fit doing that. Which is
cool. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, I was doing shitloads of that, and like even like cover band and all that every week, just loading out, loading in, helping the drummer like set up the kit, fucking putting stands up, like let's get everything out, and then
that's one thing I don't do is help with the kit because Logan's got his system.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm a rookie, so I'm just like, there you go, bro. Maybe I'll bring a few bags in of his, like a couple of cases and stuff. I occasionally do the hardware bag, which is the heaviest of them all. And if I'm feeling good, if I'm feeling nice on the day, I'll just grab that bag and bring it to the car, and he's just like, oh yeah, boy.
Yeah. With all the stands and stuff.
Yeah,
that's the big boy. That one,
the worst, man.
Yeah. That one's cunty. We used to do it like because the drummer would also be the sound guy, right? You know, that's how cover gigs can sometimes go. someone in the band. Like, there's no sound person at the venue, so someone in the band's the sound guy.
Yeah.
So the drummer always was. So he would be setting up a lot of like the desk and that. So we like get all this stuff out. We had like quite a good system. Like open up all the boxes, and the singer we had as well was really good. So we just set up like that. We had a really good system in place for it.
Yeah, sick.
So that made things a lot easier. But at the end of the gig, it's always the end of the gig, especially as in a cover band, like 3 hours, maybe 4 hours. I think the longest I did was 4 hours. I was fucking like, I've only done a couple of my life.
The fours are hectic, bro.
Even 3 hours at the end, I'm like, I'm good. Like 3 hours, I'm like, that's enough. But the four?
It depends on the crowd as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Four's long, no matter what.
Yeah,
but three is very dependent on how the crowd is. And if it's a shit crowd, bro, you're like counting the seconds. You're like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But if they're on at 3 hours is all good. But 4 is like physically taxing big time.
Especially because, like, for me, I would sing a couple of songs, do backups and stuff. I wasn't the main vocalist, but I was doing the guitar in that. And I was look at the vocalist, and I was just like, oh nah, man, fuck that.
You start losing it. You can probably hear it in my voice at the moment. It's quite like hoarse.
A little bit, not too bad, bad.
Yeah, but like a few days ago, man, like we've been playing a lot. We had 3 original gigs last weekend. And it's pretty hectic singing a lot, especially when you can't hear yourself. If your monitor mix is bad,
you end up just as a vocalist, it's even more sensitive. Not having that,
So I want to get some in-ears actually, but
do you still not have in-ears yet?
Nah,
I'm
broke, bro. I just bought a ton of pedals, but
fuck, man, I'll help fund you some in-ears. You need some in-ears, bro. You need some in-ears, bro. After all this time.
Just the kind of setup.
Save your ears as well, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
Going to bed every night. Just.
I'm pretty bad. I don't really wear hearing protection. I know it's a sin. I've got some, but I always bloody just forget it. Even going to see other bands, I should be wearing it, but I just don't.
I realized after doing sound, because my first kind of job I had was a sound engineer for like mainly just events, do some gigs and stuff. I go a lot of gigs, and then I just slowly noticed over time like I can hear a bit of when I go to bed now. It's not like quiet, It's like And so ever since then, I've always been even like any gigs I go to now, I will wear earplugs. Obviously if it's like a classical music I won't, but if it's a rock band or anything with a PA, I'm probably gonna wear earplugs.
Yeah, nice. We bought a box of earplugs for our gigs. We usually just have a box at the door so people. You guys got to get
in. Fuck me, you guys should all be on in-ears. You should all be on in-ears. I know it's expensive, but you should be on in-ears.
Next time, bro. Next time you see us, we might have it.
Yeah.
Santa's coming.
You'll just Santa is
3 days, bro.
This is true.
3 days.
Yeah. You got anything on the wish list? Well, in-ears, I guess. But
in-ears, yeah. Basically that, bro.
Yeah. How do you so many gigs that you do? How do you keep your voice? Keep it. How do you preserve it? Do you have anything you do really or not really? Fucking hell.
Not really, bro.
Just got it sorted.
Just sing the songs, bro. Just man up. That's the one, bro.
Just man up and
don't be a bitch.
Just do it.
Yeah. Nah, man. I just sing and when my voice kind of gives out, it's given out quite a lot for me. Just with a lot of gigs, but I've learned to control the roughness of it. So I can still hit the notes, but you have the tonality of being a little bit hoarse, which is quite cool. You can use it I find you can use it to your advantage, which is quite nice.
That's cool. I don't think I've sung enough, not on the level you do, which I feel like is something I need to do again. Is because I want to get. One of my goals for next year is just to sing more. I want to my New Year. Well, it's not a New Year's resolution, but it's just I need to fucking sing more.
Open mic, bro.
I know. Well, there's also that
15-minute drive, bro. You know where I am.
I know. It's actually even less than that.
Yeah, there you go. Depending on how you drive.
Yeah. Well, depending on how you drive, man. Exactly. But I'm just I noticed. I was in the studio the other week, and to be fair, I went to the Limp Bizkit show and just had a fucking sung every song like it was the last gig I ever went to.
Yeah.
And I actually had to sing in the studio that week, and I was like, holy fuck. And it was also because I had not done anything with my voice for quite a long time. And I was like, this is a wake-up call. This is a good wake-up call.
Bro, the studio I was talking about before, Wardrobe Studio. So, John is such a legend. It's like a father and son. So
that's cool.
We were tracking, we did the drums, we did the guitar, did the bass and everything, and did the vocals last and stuff. And as I went into the booth, John was just like, "Oh, can I make you a nice herbal tea with honey?" And shit. And the other boys are like, what the fuck, bro? Like, we don't get tea. Like, where was this offer for us from? We're doing like the drums and stuff. And I was just like,
I'm the singer, baby.
the singer, bro. That's what you get.
The star of the show.
Bro, it was so funny.
Make way, make way.
Yeah, that's the one, bro. Yeah, so shout out to John. Delightful tea.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool. I think we're a bit running out of time a little bit, my
Are
dude.
we?
So I will give you a couple of quick fires, just top of my head.
Okay, let's go.
So let's go. All right, let's start off with a gear one. Let's say a guitar pedal you can't live without, and it can't be a tuner, because we all know that.
Oh, fuck, I was going to say a tuner.
Without that.
Well, this is a terrible time to ask me, because I've literally spent $2,000 on pedals in the last week. I'm just revamping everything. But I just bought a Boss BP1W, which is like a preamp boost kind of thing. So I'm using that as kind of like a clean boost with a bit of grit. And I've had it for 3 days. Love it. Really good. And I've just basically kept it on the entire gig when I've been playing. And it just adds a sweet tone, and it's got a compressor in it. So
nice.
I'm a big fan of that at the moment. So
Nice.
yeah, and I'm just planning to get rid of everything else.
Yeah. Well, now that you sing right, it's like you probably less is the best.
Yeah, and I don't really play dirty. I just like a nice clean boost. I play a tube amp, so I like to have a little bit of breakup. I don't play super filthy, I just want tasty tone, bro.
Yeah,
tasty
yeah.
tone. I've also just bought a
lush,
Strymon Flint,
nice, yeah,
which is like a reverb trim. So,
nice.
Anyway, quick. This is not quick fire. What the fuck?
Well,
next question, bro.
Adding on. All right, let's go. The next one. What have I got? Favorite guitar.
My Stratocaster that was built for me by one of my best friends. It's
That's
actually in the car. I should have just fucking brought it in, to be honest.
That's it.
So it's not quick fire. I'm going to tell you the story about it. So
Go.
my dad used to own a sawmill back in the day when I was a kid. Had all this access to really nice wood and native wood and stuff and real old stuff. So he had this big slab of macrocarpa. For years he had it in the garden at my childhood house. And when I turned 18, he decided that he wanted to make it into a guitar for me for my 21st. So when I was kind of 20, he hit up the music shop and was just like, oh, hey, I need to find someone who makes guitars because I want to make a guitar for my son for his birthday.
So sweet.
Music shop put him in touch with this guy called Jono, who was actually a friend of mine, but my dad didn't know him. And was on the phone, and they're like, oh, yeah, hey, I want to build this guitar, yada, yada, yada. It's for my son. And Jono was just like, oh, what's his name? And he's just like, oh, his name is Edwin, and which is not a common name. So he's just like, oh, what's the last name? Judd. And he's just like, what the fuck? I'm friends with your son. So behind my back, they built me this Stratocaster and gave it to me for my 21st, and I cried. It's fucking awesome. It's a really old bit of macrocarpa, bro. It's got amazing quilting through it. The back plate's got my name engraved into it. And
that's special.
I play at most gigs, and you can see it's got a lot of good wear on it as well. And I brought it to my dad's place a while ago, and he's just like, oh, he's checking it out. And all the marks and stuff. He's like, oh, we could just run a sander over that and get it back to brand new. I'm like, fuck no,
nah,
bro.
Leave the wear.
Oh,
you gotta leave the wear.
Yeah. Which is fine. Which is fine. I see where he's coming from,
Yeah,
but I'm like,
yeah.
that's my blood, sweat, and tears, man. So
Yeah.
it stays. So yeah, that's my favorite guitar, hands down.
Favorite guitar. Okay, let's go with favorite venue to play at.
Ooh, fuck. In Auckland.
Let's do Auckland. Yeah.
Okay. We recently played Neck of the Woods, which is a really good experience.
I've never played it, been there a bunch, but never done it.
Yeah.
That was good.
Really cool. Quite expensive on the high ridge, but I find the customer service they give you is fantastic. Also, the Pump House Theatre, which is in Takapuna. Really unique venue. A lot of people don't play there. I find it's a very untapped venue. We did one of our album releases there, not the one just passed, but the one before, and it was incredible. Super unique, just by someone to do lighting, and a sound engineer, and boom, Bob's your uncle, as I said before.
Mean.
Yeah, so those are my couple favorites.
Cool choices. Choices.
And Tiny Triumphs in Devonport as well was a really good one.
Oh, never done. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think
Devonport is great.
It's untapped.
I love Devonport.
Yeah, I've never gigged. Oh, that's cool. It's good to know.
Yeah,
it's good to know that.
Great spot.
Best crowd response based on region in New Zealand. You played a gig who had what city you go to? They always have a good response.
Hawke's Bay
and
Waiheke.
Waiheke makes sense. Everyone's lit.
Yeah. So
Hawke's Bay. Okay, cool.
But yeah, we got a
Bay's
really
pretty.
nice following down there. There's just a few spots that we've just kind of taken to, and we just really had a good time, and the people treated us well, and like some people like put us up for the night, and like some of the venue people are amazing, and like will party with us afterwards and like have a good time. So we always try to make an effort to go to like a few specific places, like Waiheke and Hawke's Bay are probably like our big two. So when we go and play there, it's always a fucking good time. So shout out.
Yeah, man. Who smells the best in the band?
At this very moment,
No, or just in general. Who smells the best?
I don't know. I smell pretty good.
You smell pretty good?
Yeah, I like a good cologne.
Good cologne?
Sorry boys, I might just take that one.
It's me. It's funny. We had James from House Hunter, and then I said, what did I say? It's like, who's the most talented? And he's like, I am. It's like, fair enough.
That's
the confidence we need.
Bro,
we need that. We need that. I like that. That's cool. And then, I guess anything else you want to promote? You got the single on the 27th. Anything else you want to shout out?
I reckon just come to some shows if you can over the summer, because as I said, we're going to be playing a lot of new material, and people is the people we want to be trying it on, and just see how it works, and we want to know what you guys think. So come and cut some shapes. If it sucks, stop dancing. If it's mean, dance some more, which is a good sign, and then we'll probably record it like that.
That's fucking cool.
So cheer the boys.
Awesome. Hey, bro, it's been so awesome having you. I'm catching up. It's actually been quite inspiring for me because I want to come back and do some open mics again for sure.
Good. I'll be seeing you soon then, bro.
Yeah.
2024, bro.
I'll be coming back. All good.
Thanks
all right.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, of course, man.
Thanks for listening.
Anytime.
Peeps.
All right.
Wait. Actually, one more for good luck.
Oh, yeah. Go. Thank you. There we go. Thanks, everybody. See you next time. Bye.